Ladies and gentlemen, the training camp will be started at 7 o'clock. Now I will play some music and let's wait for 7. This is the last day for the training. Here I invite all of you to turn on your webcam. Thank you very much. If you have a webcam on your computer, I invite all of you to turn on your webcam. Very much the participants from Ghana. Also, the domestic participants, I invite all of you to turn on your webcam. Thank you very much. Now it's 7 o'clock. We will start our training. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all the experts and participants. Thank you very much for participating in the last day of the training. In today's training, we'll be mainly focusing on the competition platform so that we will introduce the competition platform as well. Also, we will introduce the competition process for the international participants. And here, we will do the analysis simply of the sample questions so that you will get to know the normal method to answer the questions. And then last, we will do a simulated check-in and we'll introduce the elements that is about the check-in process.
然后各位有条件的选手呢，可以打开摄像头，打开麦克
all of
风，
the
大家交流一
participants,
下。
I invite all of you to turn on your webcam.
大家好。对，训练营的最后一天了，大家还是
It's
可
the
以
last
开
day
开
of
摄
the
像
training.
头。啊，今天的训练营还是比较重要的哈，咱们介绍的呢是
For
竞
today's
赛
training
相关的
is
一些
very
内容。
important. We will introduce the relevant information about the competition.
好了，现在的话呢，我们请今天的主讲老师段老
Let's
师
invite the
给
lecturer
咱
for
们讲一
today's
下今天的一些
training,
内容。
Mr. 段旭坤, to give us the lecture.
啊，段老师，请你共享一下屏幕。
Ladies and gentlemen, please wait in patience. The lecturer is now adjusting the device. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll start the 5th day training. And today, I'll be mainly focusing on the competition simulation, which includes competition equipment requirements, ABC module simplified simulation, network environment checking, and check-in simulation. In the first day, I have already introduced simply to this part. And here, I will briefly introduce it again to all of the participants. And also, the network environment checking and check-in simulation. Now we go to the first part, which is the competition equipment requirement. And this is the requirement for infrastructure. Here it has a desk chart, and the size of the desk is 1200 millimeter multiplied 600 width and 750 height. Chair is just an ordinary office chair. And here I would suggest you to prepare more power board with at least 6 sockets, and the voltage is 220. Network requirements. The requirement is normal network connection to access the competition platform. And second part, that is the recommended computer configuration for participants. The first one, processor. It has to be 64-bit Part 4, CPU clock speed 2.5 gigahertz. That is Intel i5 and 8 gigabytes memory. Hard disk 256 gigabytes and display 21.5 inches. And of course, the mouse and keyboard. That is recommended computer configuration. Software lists are as follows. Operation system, Windows 10. Archive software, 7-zip. Office software, Microsoft Office. Web browser, Google Chrome. Screen recording software here, the OBS Studio is recommended. And also you can use your own, you can have your own choice. The requirement is that you need to conduct full screen recording. As long as it reaches the requirement, you can use your own software. And the last one is the video conference software, that is the Zoom that we're using right now. In the competition, participants are required to visit competition platform through browser and complete tasks on the competition platform. Now, this is the environment requirements for competition. Layout requirement for competition. The desk should be placed in a quiet, undisturbed, well-lighted, and unobstructed environment. The competition computer should be placed in the middle of the desk. A single chair should be placed in front of the desk. And this is a design chart. And each of it is written correspondingly. As you can see, this is the computer, keyboard, desk, chair, and the monitoring. Now, let's look at the next part. And this is the layout requirement for mobile monitoring equipment. You need to prepare two monitoring devices. The first one is required to be at an angle of 45 degrees to the plane of the competition operation display, which can monitor the competition operation display and the participant side face. The monitoring distance is guaranteed to be 1 meter around the side width. The height is about 1.5 meters. The second monitoring device is required to place on the desk. The center line of this monitoring device is required to be at an angle of about 45 degrees to the plane of the competition operation display, which is required to present the complete competition environment to the maximum extent. The mobile monitoring device too is required to be filled with the competition displayer to the maximum extent. Now I will again simplify the requirement of these two monitoring devices. The first one is that the participant needs to be in the device. The second one is used for the operation environment. That is the screen of the computer. Now let's look at the next part. That is the check-in requirement. You need to log in to the Zoom, bring your ID card for checking in. The person plus ID card is displayed in the same frame. That is to say, you need to keep your head and your ID card in the same frame while checking in. Here, I will demonstrate it, the requirement for check-in. Let's say if my phone here is the ID card, and due to the requirement, you should do like this. both of your hands to hold your ID card like this with your face inside of the screen, like this. And this is the right way to do check-in in the competition.
到时候呢，就手持身份证，像这样，
Here you need to hold your ID card like this.
然后手上拿身份证，因为我这个背景被挡住了，所以没办法展示的很清楚。OK。
And that is a demonstration for the simulated check-in. During the competition, this is the way to log in. The check-in requirements. All teams in this competition should participate in honesty and integrity. During the competition, participants shall not communicate in any forms with personnel who are unrelated to the competition to obtain assistance. Participants shall not use local or remote deployed code to answer questions. Participants are not allowed to bring mobile phones into the competition site. Headphones, electronic watches, etc. are not allowed also. During the competition, participants are not allowed to contact anyone outside of the competition or use any devices that are not related to the competition. Now let's look at the second part, that is the competition process. Here in this chart, this is the time arrangement for the competition. You can have a browse of this arrangement. On November the 2nd, in the corresponding time, for the Chinese area of the competition, that is the first column. For Russia, that is the second column. For South Africa, that is the third column. And for Ghana, that is the fourth column. What you need to focus is that the date and the agenda to the time arrangement of your own competition area. In this part, this is the expert meeting, referee meeting, and the competition. The second part is the environment check and the competition notes announcing. In this part, the participant should join. And the third assignment is the competition for the module A, and that takes 2 hours. And the fourth part is the grading area, grading part for the referee. Here on November the 4th, the first assignment is the check-in, environment check-in, and the second part is the competition for Module B, and that takes 3 hours. The third assignment is the grading for the Module B. On November the 5th, the first assignment, same as the previous days. ID check-in, environment check, and the second part is the competition for the Module C, and that takes 5 hours. And then, of course, the third part is the grading part for the Module C. On November 6th is the closing ceremony of this competition. Here, I will simply introduce the competition platform. This is a shot screen of the page for the competition. Here, you need to type in the ID and password to log in. After the check-in, the Chinese expert will encrypt the account. And this is how the Chinese expert will operate. In Zoom, your ID and password will be private chatted, and that will be sent to you. And that will be the access location, your ID and password. Participants should log in according to that through the web browser, which is the Google Chrome. Here, as I mentioned before, the participants can access into the competition platform through the ID and password. That is the part in here. After successfully logging in, the competition environment will be shown as below. Here you can directly click this model to go inside of the virtual machine. And this is the competition environment. And the left part is the competition area. And the right part is the virtual machine. All of the programming operation will be operated on the right side. That is the virtual machine. In the left part, there are two tracks of it. The first one is the assignment book that shows you the questions for the competition. And the second part answer here according to the requirement from this part. You need to copy some of the screenshot and paste it to the answer part. Here on the upper right corner of the virtual machine, there are three buttons, and they are full screen display, restart the virtual machine, and reset the virtual machine. When you restart the virtual machine, your operation will be recorded. However, if you reset the virtual machine, all of the machine will be reset to the original state. Full screen display means that the virtual machine will be on the full screen of the computer. And this is the introduction to the restart and reset, as I mentioned before. So if your computer presents shot or black screen, you can use the restart. So you have to be very careful while using the reset function. Now let's look at the next part. In the left right, it switches to the answer column, and that is the column for the answering. In the virtual machine, you need to screenshot the documents, code, or image and copy it to the answer column. And this is the way of submitting. Here it's like this. This is a sample image for submitting the result. You need to screenshot the virtual machine and copy it. Now I will introduce the sample questions. Question one, that is the model application analysis. And that analyzes the document. And the function description is to analyze the document according to the provided product requirement and explain the role of the specified model supplement the application scenarios and implementation process of the model. Task requirements describe the application scenarios of the model and product positioning corresponding to the model. And the project code is shown here. Question 2. Model construction process and precautions. Here, function description. I believe that most of you have already viewed the sample questions. And this is the classic question. Some people say that the hostility between cats and dogs are for thousands of years. It is mainly caused by the brutal competition for survival resources in the long-term evolution process, while others say that it is caused by the different communication methods. In order to keep the house safe, cats and dogs need to be separated. Now, you need to construct a cat and dog binary classification model. Task requirements. According to the model instruction to the function description above, explain the model construction process and its precautions. The model construction process includes data collection, data processing, model training, model testing, and model saving, etc., and etc. And this is the project code. It shows you where you can obtain the folder and the location to save the result. Now we go to the module B, data processing. Question 3, image data cleaning. The quality of the data determines the accuracy of the subsequent model training in a large extent. You are required to clean the image dataset and output clear, complete pictures that match the label category. Task requirements. After reading the required dataset, remove abnormal images that cannot be loaded, blurred images, similar images, and delete the single channel image. Project code. Obtain the relevant information from the folder. And this is an example graph of the blurred picture. Question 4, image preprocessing. Conduct preprocessing operation to the image dataset to make the quantity of various types of pictures in uniform and appropriate distribution, which meets the requirement. After reading the requirement dataset, perform data binarization, enhancement processing, etc., on the image. And below is the corresponding path. Question 5, data visualization. Based on a given dataset, display the distribution of the dataset through a simple graph. You need to complete the code to display the distribution comparison graph of each categorical data. And also here is the project code. In Module C, model training and prediction. That is to complete the training of the model based on the provided data. Task requirements. First one, write in data loading function. 2, divide the dataset according to the task requirement. 3, construct deep learning models and loss functions. Number 4, write model training related code in complete model training. And number 5, use the visualization library Matplotlib to visualize the training process, such as loss value changes, accuracy changes, etc., and etc. And 6, save the trained model. And this is also the path requirement, that is a project code. The example graph is the accuracy change. Question 7, model evaluation and prediction. Build a model evaluation function to test the effect of the model saved and draw an ROC curve. Task requirements. Number 1, write code, construct mode evaluation function, and evaluate accuracy, recall, and F1 value of the model on the validation set and save the results. Number 2, construct model prediction function. Enter the test set to view the prediction results of the model and save the results. Number 3, draw the ROC curve and save the result. Number 4, use the trained model to predict the test dataset. Calculate the accuracy rate, precision rate, recall rate, F1 value, and other related indicators, and also save the results. Now below is the project code as well. Now we go to the question A, which is the professionalism. Participants shall operate in a standard manner, abide by the disciplines of the competition, keep clean and tidy, and have well safety awareness, and compete in a civilized manner. All of the questions here above, in the last 4 days, we have already introduced them specifically. So on the detailed technical parts, we will not do the specific introduction. If you have any questions, you can present it right now. Now, if you have any questions, you can present it now and we can communicate around the questions. Some of the participants asked, do we have sklearn libraries? All of the libraries will be on the technical document.
So
the international participants.
然后专家也没有到齐，希望来了的选手可以和自己的专家说，咱们国际线上的一个比赛需要选举裁判。
I would recommend the participants here in the foreign countries that please tell the other participants and experts that during the competition, the referee will be elected.
关于国际选手的线上裁判，事宜组委会单独的通知时间和国际的专家进行一个对接。
Will separately notice the international experts.
提问的现场选手比赛的话是，对，也是使用竞赛平台，就刚刚演示到的那个平台。
For the
今天咱们
on-site
演示的平台呢，
participants,
是一
you
个
are
竞赛
required
平
to
台的
use the
体
virtual
验版
machine
本，
as well.
不涉及正式的竞赛内容，就功能点是相同的。中国赛区咱们所有的赛区公布的都是发的是英文的赛题。
All of the questions in the competition will be written in English.
各位专家和选手注意一下，比赛的时候是服务器集中部署的，所以选手只需要准备好浏览器，通过浏览器访问进入服务器操作就可以了。
刚才的那个时间安排的话呢，主要是针对于国际选手的时间安排。国内选手的话就，到时候我们会共享 PPT， 可以看一下，会公布的。线下的 M， 没有改备注的这个 M 是国际的还是国内的？电脑是在线下用场馆的。正式的通知文件组委会会发布通知，我们这里也不能给一个具体的时间安排。国内选手是线下在厦门场馆进行一个比赛。国内选手有很多问题的话，我们可以在微信群里进行有一个 AI 赛项专家交流群，我们可以在里边进行一个交流。然后国际选手的话有什么问题吗？没有问题。
For the international participants, do you have any questions? International participants, do you have any questions regarding to today's training content?
那如果没有其他的问题，我们今天的训练营呢，今天就到此
If you
结
don't
束
have
了。
any further questions, we'll end today's training.
在会的国际选手还是可以和自己的专家进行一
For the
个交流，
international
分享一下咱们
participants,
之
I
后
would
会
encourage you
选
to
举
communicate
国
with
际
the
选手的
experts.
一个裁判。
We will do the international referee elected.
.那我们今天会议就先到这里吧。
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll end today's training.
有其他的问题可以国内的在微信群里交流，国际的话呢就在 Telegram 里面进行交流就可
For
以
the
了。
international participants, if you have any further questions, you can communicate in our Telegram group.
诶。
That'll be the end for today's training.